someone like that.
That's tough.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But it's tough. The dynamics and relationships and trying to fit someone else, it's always a fucking faff.
Fuck up, innit?
Especially when you go for the really hot ones like we do. Because they're mental.
And we get them as well. This is recording, is it? Oh, fuck off!
just start on a little bit of that. not maybe all.
Start on the last bit of that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cork in the North, episode 33. 33, ladies and gentlemen. It's so good to be back in the studio. It's really, really hot outside, and we got word from the PSNI that Aaron Butler had re-entered the country after his trip to Africa, and he's back to tell us all about it. But first of all, you're looking very Republican today, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Has Africa done that to you?
It's Féile season, baby. You know what I mean?
I drove past the Falls Road last night.
You say it very alienly. The
Falls
Road.
The fucking Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
There was bodies everywhere.
We're just people having a good time, though. And that's all that matters.
I've never seen so many Mayo jerseys, Donegal jerseys.
Yep. And we've never been. We've never even been.
And fucking Celtic jerseys.
Yep.
Irish soccer jerseys.
All fake.
All from 1994. And I was like, what is this? And obviously, it's a big Irish festival. And I'm driving through it going, get me the fuck out of here.
Really?
Because there was
not even you
some guy kicked a football at me car.
I apologise for that. But it was just, it looked fun.
Oh, it looks fun. But I'm at that point now where it's like, I look at a festival and I go, Jesus. No, who's on?
Yeah,
how many tents?
Well, the Wolf Tones are
How
on.
far is the car park to the entrance?
Yeah, like Woodstock 99.
Were the Wolf Tones on?
Yes.
Féile.
Yes.
Were they?
Are you joking?
I never looked at the listings. So
the Wolf Tones play the Féile. They close the Féile every single time. But like it's always like labelled as this is their farewell tour. It's been their farewell tour for the last 30 years.
And it's literally their perfect audience.
Oh yeah. Like because I live near the Falls Park, I could hear it just blasting, and it sounded fucking amazing.
I'd love to go see the Wolf Tones.
You should go.
Are they like banned from TV or something?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
Definitely in the south.
They're banned from somewhere. But I don't know where. It
Britain.
Could be TV. It could be
Britain.
Africa. Who knows?
They're banned from Britain. Banned from England.
Yeah.
Banned from London. They're banned from anywhere in England.
Oh Jesus!
Snuff video. What's a snuff video?
Oh, do you?
What's a snuff video?
Snuff video, I believe. Now, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it's a type of pornographic movie where it ends with the woman getting killed. So there we go, and
that's not nice.
But the Wolf Tones didn't make a snuff video. I just want to make that, and just so if we're not liable for anything like that, they're good people, they're good lads, and I can't wait to see them on their final show next year, fellas.
I've seen them on all their final shows for the last 10 years.
But yeah, no, you would. I think you would enjoy it. Like if we were to go next year, I would just stay on the outskirts of it. Like let's not go into the main part of it. Let's just like enjoy.
Oh, it's like it seemed like a very, very, very young festival.
No, mixed.
That's just what I saw on the street.
Oh, in the street, yeah. You were, but no. Like my dad and stuff has went to it before, and he's like in his 50s and stuff. My dad went to the 80s night, I believe. It
was really good. It was just a PSNI outside, like and stretchers and ambulances and dust everywhere.
Yeah.
And people coming out going, "Never!"
Yeah.
We will retaliate. The 80s night.
Stones and the snowballs reefer.
That's fucking mint. There was an 80s night. So, this is the Féile. I know you did a gig at the Féile.
Yes.
And because I saw a clip of you doing a gig, you walk out in a tracky top and then you just strip off to that top, is it?
No, I have the green version of this, so it's same top. But
so you're walking out to do a stand-up gig at the Féile, which is the most Irish festival.
Yeah.
And you walk out and then you look like one of those, what you call them, dream boats.
Those
dream boys.
Magic Mike. Yeah,
you go, you're just like, and all the 6-year-old women who are like going, come on, you man. You're just like going, I have a vasectomy. And anyway, what was the gig like? It must be easy to do a gig like that, though, if they're a baying audience that are wanting any form of
it's. Do you know?
Irish content.
I thought it was going to be easier than what it was. It was kind of because it was still dead on, straightforward enough. But I think it's more just that thing. Knowing you do support for anyone, and you're obviously, because it was Shane's gig, people are still settling into seats, getting drinks and stuff like that. And West Belfast people don't know the volume of their own voices when they're in public, you know what I mean? Can I have 2 pints, please? And you're like fucking in the middle of a setup, But aside, it was great gig, great fun, loved doing it. That's the first gig I ever did in the West.
I've never gigged in the West.
I know, and well, me neither until then, and this is my fucking hometown. Like so, yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The walkout was a good highlight of it, and just sticking it to all the people in there was good.
Yeah. Did a fight break out by any chance?
Yeah, first night, fuck them. Hope they all fucking die. No, that's cruel. I won't say that. I don't hope anyone dies.
Such a big festival, and then a fight breaks out. What happened?
And not only did it break out, it broke out in the middle of one of their own.
I think they thought they were going to the 80s night.
I think
that's why they turned up and started fighting.
Maybe, or they were like, where the fuck is Shane Todd? Why would we have to see this wee dickhead? Maybe could have been it. But yeah, essentially, it was. Have you ever had a fight break out during a set?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, I've been attacked.
You've been attacked?
Yeah, I've had people come up to the side of the stage and offer me out and stuff.
In the UK or in
England,
Ireland?
yeah.
In England, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, I blame you for that.
Yeah. And I just looked at him and goes, what's wrong with you? And he just went, you fucking what, yeah? I fucking you do it. And I was like going...
Was the Beatles?
I was on
Andrew, there's no limit to what you can imagine.
I just imagine getting home safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, some guy just I got punched in England for being Irish, you know.
Wow.
Guy accused me. True story. I got slapped in a gay bar in Manchester for being Irish.
What are you doing there?
Oh, here we go. No, I was a couple of mates.
Cock in the north.
I went down to. I was in Canal Street in Manchester, which is beautifully named.
I'm sure there was a Canal Street.
You just take away the sea, and.
Very good.
And it's an old joke, that one. That's not
Is
my
it?
joke.
Yeah. You can't claim it.
I've heard
yeah.
that joke.
Still
years
good.
ago,
Still
like.
good. Yeah.
But anyway, I was in a bar. Oh, this was 2007 or 8, and a mate of mine that I worked with was gay, and I'd never been down the gay street before, so I was like, I'll go down. Yeah, I went down. It was actually really good fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, just chatting to a few people, and this guy was just like, "Oh, you Irish?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, bye. I'm from Cork." Like. Oh, fucking on, I'm not fucking Irish. And I just went, all right. And then he just went on and went on and went on. And I was just like, why don't you just shut the fuck up now? Like, what the fuck are you going on about? Like, and he was drunk. I think he obviously had some difficulties. Like, and an open hand slap. Just like, but he kind of caught my thing like that. Like, and the bouncers then came over. I didn't retaliate because I'm a fucking pussy. Like, I mean, I'll never kill again. But like,
I don't know why, but in this moment, I just really wanted to slap you, and you said just to see what would happen.
Oh, if you slapped me, I'd be like, well, that was interesting.
Anyway,
there's probably a part of me that went, I probably deserved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was it. It was years ago. I remember he was, you know the way when you look at someone, you kind of think, I think he was a bit down on his luck and a bit like of an unhappy man. And I think I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He has more problems than you do. Yeah,
so how did you deal with the fight in the gig?
I couldn't really, because the room is it's kind of it's not an awkward room, but it's a huge room, and the way it is that like you have like say 450 people in front of you, and then you've got like 100 people at each side, so you have the way you play it, you have to sort of move a lot. So the boys were like in a corner this way, so like half of the room could see him, but half of the room couldn't. And so if I was to even try and make a bit out of it, half the room would just be like, why is he stopping to make a bit out of it? So it was like a complicated sort. So I just had to and the annoying thing was I didn't even notice it until the entire first 8 rows of people, all their heads just went like this. And I was like, why is everyone looking that way? And then I looked and fucking there's 4 lads.
It's so hard to get the gig back.
Yeah. Nah, I got it back and stuff like that. But I think I was more annoyed that if it would have happened at like the start or something, I would have been like, right, it's fine, I can just start the set. But it was in the smack middle of like setting up bits and callbacks and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, fuck, it's went to tits here. But it was still good, still went well. I'm being harsh anyway on myself. But the second night was way, way better. I enjoyed it. And
were you with Shane for 2 nights?
Yeah. It was me, Shane, William Thompson, and then the night before I was in.
How did William get at?
Oh, William loves it. Like
putting a unionist right into the Féile.
I know, but he does well in it. Like they love him. I gotta admit, it was good fun.
And I love how he can do that as well. It's amazing that he can just do, because people think like, unions. It's not like that at all up here.
Yeah,
people mix and it's perfectly fine, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I was in Portrush last week.
Oh, Kiwis.
Portrush, walked on, like had a great time.
Yeah, I did Kiwis
Lovely
last
audience.
month. Yeah.
And I mean, like, there was a few people, and the you know, the guys running it, like, you know, are from Ballymeen and all that. I swear to God, couldn't meet nicer people, taking the piss out of me, taking the piss out of them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is so fucking normal.
Yeah.
So, like, it was great. I really would like to do Féile.
Well, yeah.
I walk out in my Cork jersey.
Yeah.
And just straight away just go like, we've 16 All-Irelands. Jerry Adams is my dad. Would Jerry Adams turn up to stuff like that? Is he the kind of guy that would go with it? Like, would there be politicians? Because I know Michelle O'Neill was at it because I saw a picture of her. I have emailed Michelle O'Neill, by the way, on 3 occasions
Michelle.
to get on this podcast because she was born in Cork.
Oh, okay.
And she hasn't replied. And now I know that Stormont isn't working at the moment, but answer your fucking emails, Michelle.
Look,
you're a lovely woman, and I want you to come on the podcast. So please, I'm going to put this clip up online. Can people please start tagging Michelle O'Neill? We want her to come on Cork in the North.
Yeah.
This is a plea.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Cork and I live in the North. We want Michelle O'Neill to come on here and have a bit of crack with me.
There we go.
Stormont's not working, so you've a bit of free time in your hands.
That's it.
Come on in.
This is a great PR move, Michelle. Okay,
You
want people to relate to you.
Yeah.
You want to vote?
I don't want to know your policies. I want to know what you're drinking when you go into the pub.
Absolutely, we want
I want to know what your takeaway is at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
I want to know what your rating is on Uber.
I don't think she works there anymore. She, a woman of the people is what we say. But you'd enjoy the Féile gig definitely. And Kiwis, good. Did they give you food in Kiwis?
I was offered it, but I didn't. There was food there. Like,
you didn't eat
I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet again.
I have this thing where if they give me food at gigs, I just feel like I have to eat it.
Well, there was pizza and chips.
The pizza, I had the pizza,
and I was like, "That's so carb heavy."
Oh, it is. I only had like 1 or 2 slices,
and a few chips though. A couple of cheeky chips.
There's something nice about just getting when they treat you like that.
There's something nice about getting free stuff.
Well, yeah, in general,
anything free, is phenomenal. Like,
even if you don't want it.
If I stay in a hotel at a gig and the hotel is being paid for by the gig, the hotel's getting wrecked.
You take the towels, no?
Oh, I take the toiletries.
Yeah.
I'm like,
your house is just full of money,
full of
mini e-spa soaps,
toiletries. And people go, yeah, I'm just very in tune with senses and cleanliness and all that. So I had a bit of an incident last week down in Hollywood. Right, I went for coffee in a place called Joxer. You've been to Joxer?
Big fan
of Joxer in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Did you like it?
I've been going there for coffees.
Since
I've found it. I think I saw it on like Kieran Bartlett's Instagram, and I clicked on it, and I was like,
love
this coffee place called Joxer. I was like, and then I looked at the menu and I went, well, this is very up my street.
Oh yeah.
So I went in anyway, and a lovely little outside area, lovely staff, love the decor.
Great.
It's like, I want that in my house. And I was like, this is great. Anyway, so maybe once a week I might go down and I'd have a coffee, right? And it was a beautiful day, and I decided to sit outside. So I have my laptop, and I'm working away now. And outside Joxer, there's like public road for parking, you get a free hour. So I park. I can't see the car because it's like behind me. So I'm working there. I'm there about an hour and 10. And for some reason, I stand up. I go, let's just check my car. And I look, and who's standing over the fucking car?
It's the parking guy.
The parking guy, right?
Oh, man.
And I'm thinking he's about to record the time. Do you think that I've just arrived?
Oh.
And next thing, I just see this big white piece of paper. And there's a guy sitting outside as well. I don't know who he is. My laptop, my phone.
You leave it all.
And I just go, keep an eye on that, man. And I pick up the keys. And I'm just like, fucking like that, right? Because the law is, unless the parking ticket's on the windscreen.
Oh, really?
It's not, you've not got it.
I didn't know that was the law.
And I'm running like fucking.
Yeah.
It's like slow-mo. And I run up and I unlock it. And I just said, as I got up to the car, I just looked at him and I just went, if it's not on the windscreen, I can move. And he just looked at me. And I swear to God, the parking ticket guy's head just went.
And
I got in and I started it. And there was a woman going by. And as I was reversed, she just went, yeah. This woman, she must have been about 50. And as I was reversing it, because I was looking in the mirrors to reverse it. And this woman just went by, she was like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, power to the fucking people, man.
Yeah.
And then I did a U-turn. There's a little car park across the way. And I went in, it's like 60p for an hour. And I went in and I was like, I don't even have fucking 60p because I've only got the card, you know?
Does it not use the app?
That takes fucking ages. My phone was back at the fucking Joxer.
Andrew, your life's a mess.
That's, it's interesting because there was one time a meter guy fucking up in Antrim.
This is producer Sean talking about his parking experience.
And I ran up. He was like about to give me one.
He was about to give you one, right?
Yeah, he was about to give me one really bad.
Jesus, Sean.
And I ran up and same fucking scenario, and I was like, "Sorry, man, I'll move that now." And he says, "Well, if I've started writing it out, I have to give you it anyway."
Well, I didn't get a fucking ticket. Well, you were in Antrim though.
Antrim's a laundry itself.
Antrim's a lot. I didn't get one, and I swear to God, when I parked, I walked back to that coffee shop, and the guy next to me
Had stole your phone, your laptop, and your drink. He was like, what a
I
fucking...
walked back up, and he just looked at me, and I went, "I got away with it," and he was like, "Nice," and I was like, and I sat down, and I went, "I'm going to treat myself to another coffee here." But I thought, what a victory, like.
Yeah, little things like that in life make life.
And you should have seen the guy's face, though. Like, he actually, you know the way, like, if you've ever been, like, dumped, and someone
No.
says, like,
I've never been...
you know, have you ever been dumped, and someone's like, going, "I want to break up," and you're like, oh. But I was like, why did he take me getting into the car so personally?
Well,
Are they on a target parking tickets? Or do they have to have targets of number of tickets a day?
That's what I wonder as well. Because surely they can't be, because what if everyone just obeys the law that day, you know?
Because I understand there has to be parking regulation. I do get that. But I think the 1 hour to visit a high street is not good. Is not enough time.
Why do they cap it at 1 hour?
It should be 2 hours.
Should be 2, yeah.
Because you go in, you meet someone for a coffee, you might go for a bit of a wander, you might have a few jobs to do, pop into Boots, you know, buy your Viagra, whatever. Like,
I have a subscription. The no need to buy.
the guy just turns up with a box every 6 months.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you might want to go and look at this. I noticed in Hollywood, man, there's so many fucking charity shops.
Oh yeah, it's
And I think
basically-
any area where there's older people and bigger houses, you know, they're all dying.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many. Like, there's no charity shops in like the student areas of Belfast because no one's dying in the area. Like,
They have charity shops, coffee shops, and that's about
Presbyterian
it.
churches.
And a Tesco.
There's fucking Presbyterian churches.
There is quite a few of them, isn't there? There's 2 or 3 of them along the house. But yeah, do they have it set for 1 hour because they know that if they did for 2 hours, then it would be clogged up or people wouldn't get in or it would cause mayhem in the city?
It's an incentive for people to come into town, do your business, and get the hell out.
Fuck out. See, we don't like people hanging about, bombs and all. Northern
Bombs,
Ireland.
no, yeah, well,
You know
not.
what I mean?
I
Back in the day, anyway. Maybe they need to
I think
update
that-
it.
So if
the-
you had left the car bomb there back in the day, and if that,
You'd 1 hour.
you know what I mean, then the car bomb would have got a ticket.
Sure. Yeah, you can't leave your
I think
car
that's the
bombs.
least of the worries of the fucking
Yeah.
car, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
My car got exploded one time, years ago. Like they just lit it on fire in Belfast. Like,
who did?
The people? The
The people versus Aaron Butler.
do you know what? I actually think it was.
Hold a second. Rewind. You go into Belfast for what? Shopping?
I was off to do a show rehearsal at the waterfront, parked my car around St George's Market, came back at like 10 o'clock at night and fucking just seen a cloud of black smoke coming from where my car was. And I was like, oh, what's that black smoke coming from my car? I get closer and I go, hey, that's my car. My car was fucking... And you know what? I actually think it was the Catholics that did it. They got me as one of their own. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why would they do it? It's just a normal. Was there a protest on or a march that day?
They
or
just fucking did it. I don't know. When I was 21, and I was.
I'm the kind of guy that would turn up with a car being on fire like that going, can I get this home? Like, if I able to get this on the driveway.
I think my reaction.
Just
was
ring the AA and go,
Yeah.
I was just wondering, it's been burnt to the ground. Is there any chance you could do something about it?
Yeah, now look, the windscreen is in a million pieces, but I think we can get it home. No,
So what happened? Did you ring the police?
Yeah, I think I rang the police and was like, here, my car's on fire. And they were just like, they were so blasé. They were like, oh yeah, we'll come now. And they're just like, yep, there's another one. And then fucking, that was
And
it.
the insurance payout?
No, I didn't claim the insurance because my premium would have went up too much. So I had to.
But it wasn't your fault, Aaron.
I know, but it still would have fucking affected it. So, because I was 21 at the time and stuff.
That's the thing about car insurance. Like, do you ever like renew your car insurance and they go, have you had an accident in the last 6 years? You're like, no. Have you ever been in an accident that wasn't your fault? And I'm like, no. Can you spell the word accident?
They're looking for any way in.
ACCIDENT. Okay, your premium's go up 20%. Why? Because you keep talking about accidents.
I know.
Like, why would my premium go up if I was in an accident that had nothing to do with me?
Yeah, I've had that.
That's like saying, like, have you ever Have you ever been in a plane crash? No. Have you ever watched a film with a plane crashes in it? Yes, well, your insurance for travel is going up.
Yeah.
It's a fucking scam, man.
Are you scared of planes?
I love flying. Although I did have a very bad landing once.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of put me off for a while, and I would get a little bit of anxiety on not taking off, but only on landing.
Right.
So we overshot the runway in Cork Airport. No, we overshot the runway in Cork Airport, yeah.
All right.
Coming. Now, Cork Airport is fucking ridiculous because it's built on a hill. And so therefore it closes all the time because of fucking fog.
Irish ingenuity.
Right? And also Cork Airport decided to close for a few months after the pandemic.
Just
So when they said, you're now free to travel, the airport went, we're closing just to fix the runway. You had fucking 18 months.
Yeah, they needed to fix it. So
This is the fucking most Irish thing ever. But anyway,
Cork,
we were coming in I was flying over from Manchester into Cork, and it was like 80, 90 mile an hour winds. So it was, you didn't really feel the effect of the wind until you're like coming down, right? Because obviously you're above the clouds. And I was in one of these fucking propellers. Oh. You know, the old ones.
Yeah, the flyby planes. Yeah.
Looks like a dodgy apprentice electrician. You're like, is this thing fucking still working?
Yeah.
But you do that classic thing. If it's moving like that, like it's swaying, always look at the cabin crew.
Right.
If the cabin crew look nervous,
then you
that's
should be nervous. Yeah.
Classic thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
if the cabin crew are nervous, you're dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right. But the cabin crew are just like, they're like, so I was taking the kids there to Fort Island last week, and we were going down the swings. Oh, jeez, there's a bit of turbulence. You know, that kind of stuff. And he came in, man, and he fucking hit the runway. And I'm telling you, I have never bounced. And as soon as he hit the runway, the engines just changed. It went like,
oh shit!
And he went back up again. And the pilot came on. How calm are these? He goes, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just overshot the runway. We are going to circle for a bit, and then we're going to give it another go. You're going to give it another go. We're going to, but apparently they're allowed 3 attempts, isn't it?
Right.
And then he was like, we might have to go to Shannon.
Wow.
Yeah, like we're going to try and come in again. And then all of a sudden the plane just goes quiet, like, and everyone's just sitting there going, okay, we're going in again.
Oh,
right. And then he's coming in again, and the wind is going again. And then I'm like, apparently a go around is very normal.
Yeah.
Like, and he was obviously putting some sort of, I'm not going to say holding pen up the top, but like he comes in again, and then you're sitting there going, all right, he's coming a second time. You're like, I hope he gets this fucking right. But he landed it the second time,
right?
And then when he landed, everyone was just like, fucking
clapping.
Yes,
yeah.
Fucking yeah. And then there was a little part of me going, oh fuck, I've just missed kickoff Team United, Liverpool, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's terrible. Like I do love flying. I've done a lot of simulator flying.
Oh, you play flight sim?
Yeah, no, like I've gone to like, you know, airfields.
Oh, okay.
I've paid like £100,
right,
for like 45 minutes to fucking crash a simulator. Like,
oh, really? Yeah.
Like I've done that. That's the best crack.
Yeah.
You know, people go karting.
Yeah.
You've gone go karting.
Oh yeah,
it's brilliant. Go karting and golf simulators. Absolutely love. Not golf simulators, flight simulators.
Flight simulators, yeah. And you're in the whole.
Oh yeah, and like the whole thing moves. It's all pedals and all that. It's actually flying. Like you can actually pick it up quite
easy,
quite straightforward enough. Like But also there's a part of you like going, can I crash it?
Yeah.
Can I fucking crash it?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh well, that was like, remember back in the day. This is terrible to say, but like when the early flight simulators came out, and it was like, you know, flight simulator, you can basically fly over the world and take different routes and stuff. And people just straight away were like, let's crash into the Twin Towers, just like fucking reenacting 9/11. You're like, oh, humanity has such a great way of taking something that's just meant to be innocent and just ruining it in every way.
Yeah,
but that's what it is.
Well,
I'd love to play it.
One thing that nearly ruined my life last week was I was down in Cork recently, and I just got onto the motorway to come back up to Belfast, and my back tire blew out on the motorway.
Fuck! And did you swerve all over the shit?
So I tell you what happened. It was a fucking cat's eye, you know, in the middle of cat's eyes.
Oh yeah.
So I got onto the motorway. I was coming up. I was down in Cork, and I tell you now, right? I went out with my buddy Shane Casey the night before, and I fucking was in the horrors.
Oh really? Dying, hanging.
I was out. Do you know what? I was down in Cork. Me and my buddy Shane went out.
Shane
Casey plays Billy Murphy in Young Offenders.
Oh, okay.
You know, Mad Billy, the guy that hijacks the bus.
Oh, right.
So me and Shane would be best mates, right? And so we went out. Hadn't seen him for a while. We go out in Cork. Beautiful night. We meet up 6 o'clock, and you're like, we're on it.
Yeah.
So we meet up in Cork, and we have a few pints, and we went for some food, and we're both looking at each other like, and we're going, yeah, we're on that. Hadn't seen him for months, and we're walking down the street of Cork, and we were in this pub, and I came out of this pub, and there was 4 or 5 lads that I used to go to school with that I hadn't seen for years.
Right.
And like people like Tom Creedon, Matty Nagel, Michael Buckley, Brian Murphy. Give you all a shout out, lads, because I know some of them said they watched the podcast.
Yeah,
and I was looking at
these are all great Irish names.
We were all like just looking at each other. Ross Jackson was there. We're all like looking at each other.
You could be naming anything, and I'd believe you.
Oh yeah, no. But we all like come out and we're looking
Michael
at each other.
Fenton was there,
and we're all just looking at each other, going, "Are we? We all went to school together. Are we all 40?" Because we're all like the same age, right?
Yeah.
So next thing, we just sat down with them for a couple of the lads living over in New Zealand, and I was just like, fucking hell.
Where did
the time go?
Yeah.
And just to catch up with the lads and see what everyone was doing. And obviously I was a little bit overexcited because like I hadn't seen fellas for years, and fellas had married. I was like, yeah, so I have 3 kids. I was like, you've 3 fucking kids?
Yeah. Makes you feel like, what have I not done?
And they're looking at me going, what have you got? I'm like, 3 penalty points.
Yeah.
And the license.
I've got a podcast.
I've got a podcast, mate. I've got a podcast. So we were there, like, anyway, we're just chatting away, and next thing, time flies, and we were like chatting away, having a bit of crack and stuff like that, and sculling pints, and I wake up the following morning, and I mean death, like. So anyway, I go home, right?
Yeah.
Driving up in the motorway, just joined the link from the Dunkeld roundabout, and I go up, and I cut it. There was a kind of a truck in front of me, so I wasn't going fast now, because I just joined. I think I was just gone in from 3rd gear to 4th gear, and it's uphill as well, so there was no. I'd say I wasn't doing more than like 50, like, and 40 even. I had to overtake, hit a cat's eye, back left-hand tyre. All I hear was, pew, and it just went. Doo, doo, doo,
Oh, I hate that sound.
And I'm so happy that the car didn't swerve.
Yeah.
I didn't. Anyway, I pull in. Talk about Mr. Prepared.
Okay, tell me how you.
The spare wheel is in perfect nick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The equipment is all there to fix the wheel.
Well, that's good.
I used to work in a garage.
Oh, so
and
you
I used
know
to
what to
change
do.
Tires all the time for people.
There you
right?
go.
So I pull in, side of the road, and I went, this is what being fucking prepared for in life.
Sure.
There's people out there with cars and they don't have any roadside cover.
Yeah. They
I know
don't.
you're looking at me, Aaron.
I do.
Have you got roadside cover?
I've got a.
I know people out there that don't have roadside cover.
Now the annoying thing is
They haven't sex without a condom, mate. What are you doing?
I mean, look,
But you're fine with that because you've had a vasectomy.
That's a totally different story. But the annoying thing is, I have it, but I've never used it. So I've had it for like 5 years.
But the day
I don't have it, it will be the day
you
I
use it,
and
right?
that's annoying.
So I pull in, I'm in the hard shoulder, and I'm talking. Now I think I've done it once where I've been driving along and I've seen a car pulled in, and a couple and elder, maybe during the 50s. And I remember this was in England, and I pulled in ahead of them, and I walked back and I went, "Are you okay?" And they said, "We're fine. The AA are on the way. Something's wrong with the thing." And I went, "I just want to make sure you're okay." And I got back into my car and I fucking drove off. And I kind of felt like, look, it's a shit situation to be stuck on the side of the road. Not one fucking car.
I've never did it like
to help me.
And I've seen loads.
And I'm not saying I needed help, but my point was like, where was the compassion?
I've had people waving at me, and I've just did this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just and they know I could have stopped.
Where was the not one? They didn't know I could have had two kids in the back.
Yeah, you can.
They didn't know I didn't have the spare wheel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I changed the spare wheel. It took me about 15-20 minutes. Right, get it done. Hands are filthy. So now I'm on the spare wheel is the really thin spare wheel.
You can only do
50 miles an hour. And I've got to drive to Belfast, so that's fucking pointless. So I basically decide to sit at the side of the road, and I Google tyres companies near Glanmire in Cork.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found a guy out in Cove, and hi man, I'm stuck at the side of the road. I've put the spare wheel on. I need a tyre. And he goes, what type of tyre it is? So I get the number of the tyre that's written on the wheel. I can do it within an hour. Brilliant. Do a U-turn, get off the motorbike, go down to Cove, walk in. Within 10 minutes, new tyres on.
Beautiful.
Drive up to my brother who lives in Cove. Just sit there and go, fuck.
Yeah.
I've lost the whole 2 hours.
Yeah.
70 quid for
Yeah.
the new tyre. But nobody has pulled in at the side of the road. I'm not saying that I needed help.
No.
But I thought, like,
Someone
nowadays, just pull in. Are you okay? Have you rang somebody? Because you don't know if this person's pulled in, they've no battery in their phone. They could be ill.
Yeah.
Like, I often say to people, like, if you see a couple or somebody on the road, just pull in.
Yeah.
And help them. And if there's a vulnerable man or woman there, rob them.
Yes, 100%. If they're trying to get their parking ticket, you go see their phone.
Would you ever never pull in to see if you see someone on the side of the road?
Never, because I think I don't know why. My thinking is just like, oh, I'm sure they're okay. Which is
They're not. They're at the side of the fucking road, Aaron.
They're definitely not.
They have an unexpected incident.
Yeah, but then also I go, oh, this is again in my head. I'm going, maybe they're just like pulling over to pee or something like that. You know what I mean? That's why. Now, if I seen a back tire or something out, and then I would probably be more inclined to. But if I just see a car on the hard shoulder, I think, oh, maybe they're on the phone. Maybe they're having. Like,
I only pull over if they're out of the car.
Right.
Like, and also I kind of obviously wouldn't do if. I'll be honest with you, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Like if you're a bloke going out and there's like a woman there, you think like, oh god, look, kind of might come across that I'm like trying to take advantage or something like that, but I'm not.
Which we are.
I've gone out to like a couple in their 50s. I said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And blah, blah, and they were like, "Thank you so much, thanks for pulling over." I said, "All right, okay, now," and that's fine. But it's just, but if there's like a wife and kid, a woman and kids or something like that, and you kind of, I tend to want to pull in more. Okay, look, I'm just want to check that you're okay. Is everything fine? And I think to say to people, if you see people like that on a hard shoulder, pull in.
Here's a scenario for you, one of the craziest ones I've ever had. I was on a motorway and it was sort of Mollusk direction or whatever.
Mollusk, where's that?
Glengormley.
All right.
Yeah. Up beside the Belfast Zoo. But there's like this huge roundabout that you eventually come off to on the motorway and stuff. And it's like really one of those ones where it's so big that, as you're turning it, you sort of can't see around it because it's fucking ginormous. This guy on a motorbike is like, fucking weaving in and out, going way past the speed limit, fucking big souped up bike, goes ahead of me. I then am coming round the roundabout. On the roundabout, this guy is fucking like basically off the bike. The bike is fucking spinning down the road.
Jesus
so
Christ.
He's clear. But like the thing is, I can see him moving, like getting up to his knees and stuff like that. So I didn't stop, but I just was like, "Fuck! Like, what do you do there?" Like if I stop on well, the thing is, there was nowhere for me to stop on the roundabout either, so I couldn't do anything.
But there's also a scam as well. I'm not saying that guy was scamming, but like
that'd be some fucking scam.
But people like, "Oh, stop! I've come off my bike. Is there any chance you can help me?"
Yeah.
And then you stop, and then they just go, "Give me the keys," or like, "Give me a part." That is a bit of a scam.
Oh yeah.
So you got to be a bit. I wouldn't stop for a guy on a bike.
No. So we found your limit.
My limit is
found your humanity.
Women and children and
old
elderly people,
Yeah.
but not for anyone in like.
Sorry, there was just a noise.
Sorry, there was just a bit of a shooting there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of one. It's 11 o'clock. That's usually the time that
the way in Edinburgh the gun goes off at 1 o'clock in the castle.
Oh,
11 a.m. in Belfast. It's just a Catholic being shot.
I forgot the Edinburgh. Was it the tattoo or something like that happens?
No, it's 1 o'clock in the daytime.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was in Edinburgh the same year you were when you had, what was your solo show called at the time? You did it. It was a month run. You did. I remember. You've probably did a few of them, so fucking could have been
5.
It was 2013.
Oh.
2012, 2013. 2012.
Ryanopoli.
Maybe the one before that.
That was the first one.
Yeah, it was your first one, I think.
Where was it? What venue?
Oh, fuck. Can't remember.
Was it in the Gilded Balloon?
No.
Good, because that was the worst month of my life.
Oh, yeah? Why so?
The show was shit.
The show was shit? Or, yeah? Just one of
the show before that was really good, and then the show after that was probably my best. No, my last show was probably my best show.
It's hard to write.
My next show
is
going to be my best show.
There you go. That's the way it should be.
But why did you come see it?
No, I could have, but I had, and like literally.
I remember when you were at the Edinburgh Festival. I didn't go see it, but like,
no, I wouldn't fucking.
I wouldn't go to a lot of guys anyway.
It's funny, like I didn't when I was there. I didn't go see many shows. I should have went and seen more, but I just didn't. But then you're trying.
Did you do a full month?
Yeah, I did it with a sketch group.
And how much did it cost you?
Well, I got lucky enough that I think it only cost me like $1,000 or something. But whatever way we did it, because
it's for more like a fucking grand a day.
I know, because we all rented. There was like 13 of us, and we rented this huge apartment on Leaf Walk or something, and it was only $500 each. And I had my own room. Now I'll show you a photo of it at some point. But when I say I had my own room, it was a cupboard or a closet that like no one. It was like a storage. Like literally, you could fit me lying down in it, and that was it. And so that was my room for and everyone else had to like share a room and stuff like that. And that was my little place.
That's good for Edinburgh.
It is great. You'll laugh at the photo of just the little duvet on the ground and me with my Spider-Man bag just fucking chilling.
Yeah. I slept in a cupboard in Edinburgh once. for a bit.
I kind of liked it. You
It's
know what I mean?
fucking insane up there. Like,
Yeah.
I was living with a load of comics one year, and in the following year, every single one of us that lived with each other the previous year lived on their own.
Because you were like,
It was too much.
Yeah.
Like, it fucking drive you head. You come in, you go, how are you getting on? Only got 3 stars today. And then the next, how'd you get on? I got 5. You're like, oh, it's tension in the kitchen now. And I was just like, fuck this shit, man. I can't be dealing with comedians. Like, I love comedians, but fuck me.
You can't live with them.
Can't live with them.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
absolute bastards.
Yeah, true. And then the whole fucking flyer and thing. And
Oh, I don't mind that shit, man.
Dude.
Oh, I just like, I used to flyer myself. And I used
Oh,
to,
yeah, everyone does.
And I would flyer, people would walk past and say my show was at 8 o'clock, and I'd start flyering and say 6 o'clock. And as people would walk past, it goes, comedy for people who are in negative equity. Comedy for people who have no pension and no future and hope. Comedy for people whose relationships won't last. Comedy for people who have addiction issues but don't want to admit to it. And people would actually come over to me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Because, like, instead of going, I just want to talk to you about my show, they don't give a fuck.
No.
People, this is the thing about people go like, go to festivals, you know, I just want to see some art. No, they don't. People want to go, just have a fucking laugh.
Yeah.
All this arty-farty shit, like.
I know. There's so many. Like, when you walk down that mile as well, it's just flyer.
No, it's the actors that annoy me. No
Oh, they're doing like scenes
Shakespeare, but in a modern context.
Yeah.
You're like, do you want to come and see my one-man play about a father who abandoned his child? It's a production. Yesterday was an amazing day. I had 6 people in, and I'm like, no, you're fucking weird.
Yeah, it is a wee bit.
You're a
too
fucking
much.
weirdo.
It is. Yeah.
I'm not watching your fucking shit. The worst thing I ever saw in Edinburgh, I saw a stand-up gig, and it was so bad.
Mickey Bartlett?
No, Mickey Bartlett. No, it wasn't Mickey.
Sean.
I actually went to see Mickey's show once.
Oh,
and
in
I
the
didn't
Gilded
tell him.
Balloon,
In
was
the
it?
Gilded Balloon, I didn't tell him. And I lived with him. Obviously, when you live with somebody in Edinburgh, it's the thing you always go see the person's show.
Yeah.
But if you go, and the show was great. Like, it was very, very funny.
yeah.
Like. And then you come off afterwards. You're, go, Mickey. Oh, it was so funny. And Mickey come out after, goes, well, Mickey was like, they're fucking cunts. And I was like, yeah, don't worry. but obviously, I've seen the material before. Smash.
Yeah, you know.
Just one of those fucking shitty Tuesdays when there's no energy in the room and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I saw a show in Edinburgh one year, man. It was the funniest thing ever. It was a David Bowie tribute band.
Right.
And the guy was a bit too keen on being David Bowie, you know, like, and there was people getting really into it. And it was really good, don't get me wrong, but the audience was just awful.
Oh, okay.
Like, and they were heckling him and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, I need to get out of it. And then as he was on, the burlesque came on. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, I love a show like that.
I was like, burlesque. And they were just kind of like, and I'm just sitting there just going, like, with a fucking pint of Heineken going,
Yeah.
does her mother know she does that? What would the mother say?
Only at the Fringe can an act like that exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just some hybrid acts that you're like, this is so bizarre.
I saw a show in the Edinburgh Festival once where a guy spent the first 20 minutes just jogging around in a circle, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. He was a clown.
Was that his first
It was
run of
class- It was about clowning. I think you can go to Paris and train to be a clown, like a proper clown. It's all about physical movement.
Yeah.
So it was at the Underbelly. We walk out. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and this guy comes out. And he's just there's no intro. There's 100 people there. And he just walks out, stands in the middle of the room, doesn't speak, and the audience are like, "What the fuck?" And he's just like, "Ooh." He's moving his head like this, and everyone just starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then he just starts running across the room, and he's running one way, running the other way. And then as he's running and the audience start laughing, he kind of like slows down and looks at the crowd, and the audience laugh again. It's all in about
Physical.
the face. It's all about the face.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, for 20 minutes, I pissed myself. And he didn't
Captivated?
speak once.
Wow. Isn't that funny? Like,
And
how
I was just like, but after about 20 minutes, I was kind of done with it.
you were like, I get it now.
I get it now.
Yeah.
It's like with puns and
Do
stuff.
something different.
I
Yeah.
can't watch you for an hour.
One-liners.
I get it, like, but
Yeah.
he would just run, and he'd stop, and then he'd look, and he'd just do that, and he'd just move his hands in the most fucked up way, and you're like, this is absolutely hilarious. This is real clowning.
Yeah.
And then he'd start doing something else, and then I go after 20 minutes, I've fucking done this now.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Get back to
I
Bowie.
love what you do, but I can't watch it for an hour.
Yeah, I remember there was a girl, like, you know yourself, like, flipping when I was 22, 23, so I'm just flirting my way up and down the mile.
Up and down
Up
the mile.
and down. No one was safe.
Cock out.
No. Everyone was safe. And there was this one girl I used to talk to every day, and she would fly her own show. She was like, yeah, I do like a comedy sort of acting show, blah, blah, blah. It's a one-woman show, blah, blah.
Did you fancy her?
I'd fancy I was like, I would try find her on the mile every day. Be like, whatever her name was.
Aaron Butler stalking 2.0.
Yeah. But we would have chats for ages on the mile. And then one night she was eventually like, here, do you want a ticket to come see the show? I was like, fuck it, yeah, let's.
You're in, mate.
I was like, let's go. The show was the fucking worst show ever seen in my life.
God.
And do you ever see that meme of Homer Simpson just crawling back into the hedge?
trees?
That was me with her show. I was just like, and I'm out of here. That was my boner going back into my pants. I was like, and I'm out of here. I was literally.
Even your boner was like, I want to be dead.
And it's so funny how I've fancied her all that time, and all it took was like 20 minutes of her god awful show.
What was the show? What was it? Was it a one person show?
It was a one woman show, and she fucking. It was one of those ones. It was like one of those ones where they're like already on stage, just like waiting, like with reading a book or whatever.
Trying too hard.
It was one of those ones, and I was like, I was like trying to be forgiving at the start. I was like, I'm sure this will all work out, blah blah blah. And then fucking like Kylie Minogue remix starts, and she just starts like doing these movements and stuff. Then she's got like a feather fucking scarf, and she's wearing a one jumpsuit piece, and she's like going, men, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'm so out of here.
And many people were in the audience.
Like 30
Oh, did people walk out?
No. Some people were Indian because Edinburgh weird. But yeah, she had like fucking, like those like laser lights and stuff, and like behind her, like doing fucking spinny shit and all. And I was like, nah, I'm fucking so out of here.
Did you speak to her afterwards?
Nah, I avoided her the rest of the Fringe. I couldn't. I was.
And did you see her flyer in? You should have come to go. I really saw the show. That's what the bullshit people. Loved it.
I could, yeah. See,
have you had producers in? Have TV come in? Because I think crimes against humanity should come into your show. Because that was a load of fucking. No, I have done shit shows. Like I've had walkouts and stuff.
Oh, we've all done shit, like, but yeah, hers was just like the level where I couldn't sustain it. But yeah, I would love to go back. But it's so fucking dear.
Yeah,
I'm going
next year.
Ridiculous.
If you're going next year, Aaron, I'm going to get it too. I'm going to go next year and get like, when I go, like, I have certain rules, like, you don't drink in the house you live in. Nice and quiet. You come home to relax. There's no parties.
Yeah.
If you go, I'm going to go next year and do it, and I'm going to try and get someone to live with me who aligns with my values when it comes to the Edinburgh Festival. Someone that can be like, Mickey Barnett was great to live with because you never saw him, because he would come in at 5 a.m. and he wouldn't get out of bed till 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'd be coming at 11 at night. I go to the bars and stuff like that. Like, because I've been single at the Edinburgh Festival. It is fucking toxic.
Oh yeah.
Because I've gone to the Edinburgh Festival single, and you like chat to someone, and you're like getting on really well with them. And you go, I don't really like you, but you see them every day. Then,
yeah.
But you chat to someone in a bar, and you go, oh, you might snog them, and then you're like, oh, I don't really want anything to happen here. But then the following day, they're like, hi, I'm here again. And you're like, I'm actually trying to chat to that person.
I know.
And
so
it just
true.
gets so fucking toxic up there. And people are fucking bed hopping.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it wasn't consensual. And then the following year, my story. You know what I mean? And then the story is that it's a bloke.
Yeah.
Like, it's
and
a
she
bloke.
puts a one-woman show on about it as well. That's what she uses.
Men.
That's what she uses for her inspiration for her next Fringe show.
Oh, like I've had fucking mad shit go down at the Fringe. Like,
see, I do like that as well. Though I like that it just is so.
If I was going to the Fringe and I was in a really serious long-term relationship, I would say to my partner, "You're coming with me.
Yeah,
you're coming with me, and we're bringing the golf clubs.
Yeah,
and I'm doing a show. Say it's 8 o'clock, and I will not enter the Fringe until after 6 p.m. every day, and I will stay out of the Fringe.
Yeah,
and I go in at 8, finish at 9, might watch a show at 10, and then 2 nights a week I have a drink.
Yeah,
and that's how you have to do it. You have to, because like it's all the shoulder gazing in the bars and everything. Like.
It's a long month too. Like,
they're only halfway through it now. Well, they're finishing next week.
Fuck. Yeah.
You know, so like it's a phenomenal festival. It's really good. It's amazing. But I tell you something. The last time I was there, I got so sick I lost an organ. My gallbladder had to be taken out.
Actually?
because I was so unhealthy there for the month. I don't have a gallbladder, like.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
I've got loads of scars on my stomach and everything.
Oh, how's Mickey Bartlett getting away with it?
But he wears gloves now because of his hands, doesn't he?
He does.
But he's got a skin condition, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think it's fueled by the lifestyle.
The lifestyle, yeah. But you know, like Mickey Bartlett's 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And I look at him and I thought he was like 5 years older than me. And I love you, Mickey.
Oh, we
had,
do.
We had him on the podcast and we did talk about the fact that but Mickey's a fun guy, like, you know.
Oh, Mickey, I've known Mickey since we did a show together in BBC called Find Me the Funny, and I was 20 at the time. He was probably 24 or whatever. And he has not changed since then.
I love him.
In terms of, like, he's always been drink, party, fun times. Like, and he's just always the guy he's just
guaranteed. And he's also the fact that there's a meme going around about him as well, isn't there?
Oh, is it?
I'm just a guy that likes pints and women.
yeah.
And just a lad. He's always on TikTok.
Oh, that's Instagram. Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
What's the line again? Some of the listeners might have seen this.
I can't remember it exactly, but I know what you mean.
I like pints and riding and women and riding. I just like my pints. Just a lad. Yeah. Something like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys.
But he's always the fucking funniest party guy.
He's great,
man. Like, he's fucking.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Like, but the Edinburgh Festival for me I loved it. I remember once I did a late night show. I did an extra show. 1 year I was at the Edinburgh Festival. I did 5 extra shows because I'd sold a lot of tickets, and I thought, this is it now.
So would you have broken even that year, or what would you have lost that year? Like,
well,
I don't
just
know.
Imagine you go to the Edinburgh Festival, right? You have your bills to pay that month where you live. So I was living in London. So say if my bills that month were, say, £1,000. So I already have to pay that August rent and gas and electric and council tax. So that's £1,000. Edinburgh, 1,200 for another flat. You know, you might pay £2,000 for PR. You pay 1,500, £2,000 for your venue. You know, 1,000 for your tech. You might pay 400 quid for advertising in the brochure, membership fee. Then you've got your pay for your flyering team, your travel, your food and drink, 3 meals a day, all that kind of stuff. And also your prep going up, so you might be buying some new clothes, you know, that kind of stuff. Then you arrive and it's just fucking chaos. I remember one year I sold £11,500 worth of tickets, and I got a bill for £2,000. So I'm 11,500. So on my door, in 3 weeks, I made £11,500 on ticket sales, and at the end of the festival, I got a bill for £2,000. Oh. So the festival cost me £13,000 or £13,500.
Nah, see, I'm out.
Who's making money there? Who's making money there?
I'm not in.
We need performers at the festival, but everyone else around us. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-fucking capitalism. I'm not anti-people making money. We all need to make money. But it's a bit like, fucking, what are you? You're fucking screwing me here. Like.
Well, yeah, there's that, and then there's also...
But I got a bill for £2,000, plus I had to pay my grand back in
London.
So I have £3,500.
And that's a good
year. So you go back to comedy in September on the circuit. You're chasing your tail for 6 months. And then it's like, you want to go again next year? Fucking hell.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
And that's why there's a lot of working class comics up there, people who don't have big fucking pockets from. There's some people out there that get it paid for because they're the next big thing and companies are taking risks on them. But then you have people, people that are like, I want to do the free Fringe. It's all free. All I have to do is pay for my accommodation, pay for a few flyers. Might cost me, say, even though the event is Fringe is free, it might instead of it costing me fucking $8,000, it might only cost me $3,000 because you still have to pay certain things, and it's a bucket, and whatever people put in the bucket at the end, it's fucking free. The most successful thing I did one year at the Edinburgh Festival was I did a solo show at night time at the Assembly, and I did a free show at 12:30, and I did Andrew Ryan's Pick of the Fringe. And I had I emceed it every day at 12:30, and every day it was full.
Wow.
And I went,
Yeah.
And I made, I'd say, between 80 to 150 quid a day on the bucket.
Oh, wow.
That paid my food.
Yep.
That paid this. And the acts, whenever I could give them 10, 20 quid, but they were advertising their show. So at 12:30, I would have 100 people in. They're sober.
Oh.
It's a free show. Their first show of the day. They come and see me. I sold probably couple of hundred tickets to my own show off the back of it.
Yeah.
And then every day I would get a repeat audience because my lineup was different every day, but I was the host.
Yeah.
So it's like, so then people go, oh, do you know what's a really good thing to start your day off? Andrew Ryan's picking a Fringe.
Yeah.
He has 4 acts on. They come on a Saturday and they come on a Sunday. And they go, right, we've seen a free show now. Because that, you know, at 7 o'clock, they've got their 8 o'clock big shows booked in. Their Jason Burns, their fucking whoever's on. And then I thought, my next solo show, I'm doing it at 12:30 in the morning, or 1 o'clock in the morning.
You think that's the best time?
I think it's the best time.
Fair.
And I would do like, I try and do a venue where I could fucking pay, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is £3 a ticket, or book it. Do it that way. Go, you know what?
The bucket's good.
Go and see Andrew Wright. He's free.
Yeah.
And I go,
I like the bucket model. I think it's good.
stand there with a bucket and go, put in what you think the show is worth. And there's some fuckers that don't pay, and you're like, and they come back the following day as well. Then again, they still didn't pay
me.
And I'd be looking at them going, you were here yesterday, you didn't put in any money yesterday. So you didn't put any money because you didn't think the show was worth anything, but you're back again today. You're a fucking piece of... It's like someone going to a strip club going, I went to a strip club for the first time, and I must say it was a disgrace the way women were being treated. But I went in the following night just to see if conditions had improved.
Good fun.
Listen, Aaron, it's good to get you back in the pod again.
Good to be back.
Thanks, big man. I appreciate it. Aaron Butler, ladies and gentlemen, back as my regular co-host here. Yes, thank you for everybody.